And when you have a quarterback like Caleb Williams who can whip it through the wind and pierce through the wind because of his arm strength, I mean, now you have an advantage that other teams don't have. Not every quarterback in the league can whip it through the cold weather. Not every quarterback in the league can whip it through the wind. I think Caleb Williams can do that. I want to talk about Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is a superstar. He is a superstar. He's starting to turn that corner. And what I'm really impressed about with Caleb Williams is the fact that I actually feel like Ben Johnson is slightly holding Caleb Williams back from this perspective. I feel like Caleb Williams is too coached up, where at times it needs to be, Caleb, go win us this football game. And you saw the other day when Caleb Williams needed to make plays, that's when their offense was at their best. And I just cannot stress the improvement that you've seen from Caleb Williams from game 1 to game, 16 now? And let's just be 100% honest with ourselves. Like the Bears, they have some weapons offensively. Are they that great? Like, is their offensive pieces that great? I don't think so. I think they're enough to be able to have an effective offense, but I don't look at their pieces as I would look at the Bengals or the Cowboys or the Vikings or the Eagles or one of these other teams. It's good. It's solid. The wide receivers do their job. But I think Caleb Williams, what you're seeing is when he's asked to elevate, he's elevating. And another thing with Caleb Williams that, like I talk about this with quarterbacks, with other quarterbacks all the time. When you have a quarterback that has the type of arm that Caleb has, I believe he has a strong arm. I believe he has the type of arm that can whip it through the cold weather of Chicago. He is like one of the quarterbacks that I look at, I'm like, he's perfect for a cold weather team, right? And people don't associate that with Caleb Williams because of Caleb Williams' personality. And I can't stand that at all because I don't associate being able to play in certain elements with somebody's personality. I look at it and I say, all right, what is your arm strength? And when you have a quarterback like Caleb Williams who can whip it through the wind and pierce through the wind because of his arm strength, I mean, now you have an advantage that other teams don't have. Not every quarterback in the league can whip it through the cold weather. Not every quarterback in the league can whip it through the wind. I think Caleb Williams can do that. And I mean, when you look at this Chicago team, I think they're as dangerous as anybody in the NFC. And now you're starting to see, I said this a few weeks ago, the Bears are legit because the Bears, they have good personnel. Is it great? No, it's good. But they have great coaches. Ben Johnson, I mean, man, you're talking about a guy who has completely changed the culture of Chicago overnight, right? Brought in Dennis Allen to be the defensive coordinator. Al Harris, the defensive back coach. The guy is one of the best defensive back coaches in the game. There's no doubt in my mind that he's one of the best defensive back coaches in the game. I mean, they have players playing at a higher level than you would expect them to play. Their run game is outstanding. I mean, like they have one of the best run games in the entire NFL. And that's why I say like what I'm really impressed by with Caleb Williams, and this is, I think, in large part because of Ben Johnson, is that he's hitting the layups. Like, and you didn't see that from Caleb Williams. And I mean, I just have so much respect for how this organization has moved. I said earlier in the season, because I was big on Garrett Nussmeier, I'm like, look, they should consider this. Now, they absolutely should not consider it now. That was a bad take. I apologize. My mistake. Like, I was close to being out on Caleb Williams. And I was as big of a Caleb Williams guy coming into the NFL as you can find. I give so much respect to Ben Johnson and Ryan Poles for sticking it out with Caleb Williams. Because you're starting to see this guy's starting to turn into the franchise quarterback that I think we all expected him to be coming into the NFL. And, is it going to all come together this year? No. Next year, though, year after that, I think this guy's going to turn into easily one of the 10 best quarterbacks in the NFL. If he isn't around there right now, and he's going to get himself into that top 5 conversation, I think, in the next few years here. I think that, year one for what the Bears are building right now with this football team, I mean, you have to come away very impressed by what they were able to do this season, right? I believe they're 11-4 right now. And not only are they 11-4, like, again, this is year one of the Ben Johnson era. This is year one of the Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson combo. And you watch the team and you say, what makes them special? And I keep saying this, what makes them special is the guys on the sidelines. Like, we can look at players. Like, a lot of fans look at players and say, okay, what players do they have? They attach, like, look at the Bears. They're fraudulent. They're going to fold in the playoffs, whatever. Okay, fine. Whatever. The thing is with the Bears, the reason why a lot of fans can't grasp what makes the Bears good is because they don't understand the intricacies of football. They don't understand play design and schematics and, being disciplined and all those things that Ben Johnson and Dennis Allen have brought to this football team. And not only that, the thing I like about the Bears is they don't really turn the ball over and they get turnovers. I mean, that's huge. If you can win these turnover battles, that's huge. And like Dennis Allen, I think people forgot how good Dennis Allen was as a defensive coordinator because of his unsuccessful time as a head coach. Dennis Allen was dialing up Tom Brady. He used to dial up Tom Brady. And that to me is where I look at that and I say, do people understand who Dennis Allen is? I mean, Tom Brady had some of the worst games of his entire career playing against Dennis Allen. I mean, I think he shut him out before, if I'm not mistaken. Like, this guy is an absolute superstar defensive coordinator, and you have a superstar head coach who is a superstar offensive play caller. So, I mean, just a lot of really positive things coming out of the Bears and Caleb Williams. And I'm so high on this team going forward. We'll see what happens in the upcoming draft and, free agency cycle, because this is a team that I think is going to be a pain in the butt for a very long time. And honestly, you want to know what? Good for Bears fans, because I'm going to say it, because I'm not a fan of the Bears, but I love their saying, Bears. I could say that, I'm not even lying, about 20 times. I could easily say that about 20 times.